Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to solve day 6 problem of this month on Leetcode. Before starting, if you guys haven't subscribed my YouTube channel yet, then please go ahead and subscribe it. Now without any delay, let's get started with today's problem. So today I am going to solve problem number 846, Hand of Straights. Okay, so in this problem we have given some cards. Okay, so Alice has some number of cards and she wants to rearrange the cards into groups so that each group is of group size and consists of group size consecutive cards. Okay, so we need to contain consecutive cards only. Okay, so see here, after 1 we are getting 2 and then we are getting 3. Okay, only difference is 1 everywhere, right? Here see, after 2 I am getting 3 and after 3 I am getting 4. Okay, difference is +1. Okay, consecutive cards are there. After 6 I am getting 7 and after 7 I am getting 8. Okay, difference is just 1. Okay, consecutive cards. We have given an integer array hand where hand of I is the value written on the ith card. Okay, and an integer group size. We have to return true if she can rearrange the cards or false otherwise. Okay, so here see, this is a hand array given to us, right? So here she can arrange cards like this. Okay, so group size is 3. Okay, so in one group she can contain 3 cards, right? So in first group 1 is there and after that we need 2. Yes, 2 is there. After that we need 3. 3 is there. Yes, 3 is there in my hand array. Okay, so this is one group. Okay, so I have used 1, I have used 2 and I have used 3. After that, in next group I am going to find what is the next element, minimum element. So 2 is there, right? So let's add 2. After that she needs 3. 3 is there. Yes, 3 is there. Okay, we are good. Then she is going to check if 4 is there. Yes, 4 is there. So she is going to add 4. And after that, what is the next element? 6. Okay, so after 6 she needs 7. 7 is there, right? So I'm going to add 7. 8 is there. Yes, 8 is there. So I'm going to 8. Okay, so we have used all the elements in my hand array. Okay, so that is why I am returning true. Okay, so here before starting, one thing should be clear, that what is the size of my hands array? Size of my hands array is 9, right? And what is my group size? Group size is 3. Okay, so if my 9 modulus of 3 is not equal to 0, then in that case I have to just return false, because in that case I can't form the groups using all these elements of hand array, right? So we need size of this hand modulus of my group size. It should be 0 in order to proceed further. Okay, so see here, what is the size of my hand? 5. And what is my group size? 4. So 5 modulus of 4 is not equal to 0, right? So Ali's hand cannot be rearranged into groups of 4. Okay, so let's say in one group I have formed this 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 5 is left out, na? Then I can't form this group. 2, let's say I have formed this group. I can't form this 2 and 3, right? Just 5 is left out. Just 5 is left out, right? Because there is no 2, 3 here. Okay, I have already used 2 and 3, right? I have already used this 1, I have already used this 2, I have already used this 3, I have already used this 4. Okay, after that I only left with 5. Okay, so I can't form any group with 5. I can't form 2, 3 and 4 and 5 because I have already used this 2, I have already used this 3, I have already used 4 in this group. Okay, in this group 1. So I can't form this group 2 because in group 2 we have only this 5 is there, right? And we need 3 more elements and their consecutive gap should be 1, right? So here Ali's hand cannot be rearranged into groups of 4. Okay, that is why we are simply returning false. Okay, so from here one thing is clear before proceeding further, that size of this hand, let's say n, modulus of group size. If it is not equal to 0, then in that case we have to simply return false. Okay, okay. So if my n modulus of group size is not equal to 0, then in that case simply return false. Okay, this is first point. Okay, then after that what I'm going to do here, see, this is my hand array. Okay, so first let's do one thing, let's sort this hand array. Okay, let's sort it. Okay, so after sorting, how it is going to look like, 1 2 is 2 times, so I'm going to write 2 2, and 3 is also 2 times, right? So I'm going to write 3 here, and I am going to write 3 here, and then 4 is 1 time, 6 is there, 7 is there, and 8 is there, one time, right? Okay, I have sorted my hand array here. Okay, okay, this is done. Then after that, once this is done, I'm going to calculate the frequencies. Okay, what is the frequency of all these elements? Okay, so 1 is appearing 1 time, right? And 2 is appearing 2 times. Frequency of 2 is 2. What is the frequency of 3? Frequency of 3 is nothing but 2. And what is the frequency of 4? Frequency of 4 is 1. And what is the frequency of 6? Is 1. What is the frequency of 7? Is 1. And what is the frequency of 8? It's 1. Right? So here I have stored the frequencies. Okay, so 1 is appearing 1 time, 2 is appearing 2 times, 3 is appearing 2 times, 4 is appearing 1 time, 6 is appearing 1 time, 7 is appearing 1 time, and 8 is appearing 1 time. Okay, after that I am going to iterate over my nums array one by one. Okay, this is my hand array, right? So after that I am going to iterate over my hand array one by one. Okay, so this is my hand array which I have already sorted. Okay, so first thing I am going to check what is the frequency of my first character. Okay, in my hand array, so frequency of this one is greater than 0, right? Frequency of this one in the starting. Okay, so let's say my I is at this position, my I is at this position. Okay, so frequency of this element is greater than 0. Yes, it's 1 time. So I am going to form the group starting from this position. Okay, so I am using this one. Then after that I am going to check for, this is current element plus 1. What is current is equal to this element plus 1. So 2 is there. Yes, 2 is there. So I am going to use 2. Okay, after using this 2, I am going to decrement the frequency of 2 to 1. Okay, and here I have to decrement the frequency of 1 as well, right? So frequency of 1 becomes 0. And after that 2, I am going to check what is 3 is there. Yes, 3 is there. Okay, so I have to decrement the frequency of 3 as well. Okay, it was 2 previously, now it becomes 1. Okay, so this is one group, right? Because the size of this one becomes equal to my group size. Okay, so I have to stop here. So this is one group. Okay, then after that I proceed further. My I reaches to this position, my I reaches to this position. Then from here I have to start forming the groups. So what is the frequency of this 2 is greater than 0? Yes, frequency of 2 is greater than 0. So let's use it, this 2. I am using this 2 now. I have to decrement this to 0. Okay, this will become 0. Then is 3 is there? Yes, 3 is there. So I am going to use this 3, and I have to decrement the frequency of this 3 to 0. Then after that I have to check if 4 is there. Okay, so 4 is there, so I have to decrement the frequency of 4 to 0. Okay, so now frequency of 4 becomes 0, so I have used 4. Now this becomes equal to my group size. Okay, so after that I have to stop. Okay, so this is also one group. Then after that my I moves to the next position. See now carefully, my I moves to this position. Okay, I am going to check if the frequency of this 2 is greater than 0. No, it is not greater than 0. So I move to the next position. Now my eye moves to this position. Okay, here I have to check if the frequency of this 3 is greater than 0. No, it is not greater than 0. Then my eye is going to move to this position. I have to check if the frequency of this 3 is greater than 0. No, it is not greater than 0. Then my eye moves to next position. Eye reaches here. So then I have to check if the frequency of this 4 is greater than 0. No, frequency of 4 is not greater than 0. So I don't need to do anything. Now my eye moves to next position. Here I have to check if the frequency of this 6 is greater than 0. Yes, it is greater than 0. Okay, now frequency of this 6 is greater than 0, right? So I have to start forming one group. 6, I have added 6. Then I have to search for 7 is there. Yes, 7 is there. And then I have to check for 8. If 8 is there, yes, 8 is there. And side by side I need to reduce the frequency of this 6, 7 and 8 to 0, right? So now frequency of 6 becomes 0, 7 becomes 0 and 8 becomes 0. Okay, and I have to stop here because it becomes equal to my group size. Okay, then after that my eye moves to next position. Eye moves to next position. So now my eye reaches at this position. Okay, so frequency of 7 is greater than 0. No. Then my eye moves to this position. Frequency of this 8 is greater than 0. No. Okay, then I have to stop here. Okay, that's it. And in the end we have to return true. Okay, if at any place I am not able to form any group, okay, after that 2 I am not able to find 3, let's say, then in that case I have to simply return false in between. Okay, but if I am able to form all the groups and using all the elements, then in the end I have to just return true. Okay, so I hope that you guys are clear. Okay, so I am going to write the same things in the code. Okay, so now let's move to this coding part. So here, what is the first thing that I'm checking? If n modulus of group size is not equal to 0, then return false. Okay, this is what I'm checking. Okay, so let's do the same thing. Int n is equal to hand dot length, and then after that simple same thing, if n modulus of group size is not equal to 0, okay, if it is not completely divisible by 0, then in that case we have to simply return false, otherwise we have to proceed further. Okay, this is done. Now after that, what I am saying, after that I am sorting this hand array, right? So let's do the same thing. Arrays dot sort hand. Okay, I have sorted. Then after that, what I am doing here, I am calculating the frequencies. Okay, so to calculate the frequencies, let's use hash map. So map integer as my key, integer as my value, and let's name it as map new hash map. Okay, this is done. Then let's iterate over all the numbers in my hand array one by one. Int num, I'm using for each loop, and inside that map dot put my number, take the default value. If it is not there, get dot default. If this num is there, then take that value, otherwise just take 0 and add 1 into that. This is done. So here I have calculated the frequencies. Okay, this is done. Here I have sorted the array. Here I have okay, so I hope that this is clear. Here n modulus of group size is not equal to 0, return false. Then I have sorted the array. Then I am using map, and then I am iterating over all the elements in my hand array to calculate the frequency of all the elements. This is done. Simple, so simple, you know. Then after that, let's iterate over all the numbers one by one. Okay, that's what I'm doing, right? I am iterating over all the numbers one by one. Here first my eye is at this position, then my eye is at this position over the sorted nums head array, right? So let's do the same thing. Int num over hand. Then what I was saying here, I was saying to check if the frequency of this element is greater than 0, then try to form the group. Okay, so let's check the same thing. If map dot get for this particular key num. If the value is greater than 0, then in that case only we can form the group. Okay, otherwise I'm just moving to the next position, right? I'm just incrementing my I every time if it's not there. Okay, so if it is greater than 0, then we have to try to form a group starting with the num. Okay, so we have to try to form a group starting with num. Okay, this is what we need to do. Okay, so now after that, what is my group size? So int I is equal to 0, I should be less than group size. Okay, I plus plus. Okay, I have to form the group, right? So now here inside that, let's create one variable int current. I need consecutive numbers, right? So now here inside that I am going to check if map dot get or default current 0, if it is equal to 0, okay, then in that case we have to just return false. Otherwise we have to reduce the frequencies, right? Map dot put current map dot get current -1. Okay, I have decremented the frequencies. Okay, so in this current I am placing this value. Okay, I have reduced the frequencies. Then in the end we have to just simply return true. Okay, this is done. Now let's try to run the code and see if there are any code issues. Okay, yes, there are some code issues. Let's see. Why am I writing 1 here? It should be I na. Okay, so I am just adding I na in that place. Now let's try to run it. Okay, so see here, current is equal to num plus I, because every time I have to add 1 na. So initially first I am going to add 0, then I am going to add 1, then I am going to add 2. Okay, it should be less than group size. Okay, so see here, I am forming group like this now. 1, then 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, and 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, this is how I am forming group, right? Okay, so now let's try to submit it. So see, our solution is accepted. I hope that you guys are able to understand today's problem. If you guys still have any doubts, then please feel free to ask in comment section. Till then, keep coding and keep practicing. Meet you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.